Connecting bridge to PulseChain.
Contracts, bridge assets to make a gain. APR so high, so juicy. For the look like Gary Busey. EMP, flossing, tossing. 3650 with your secret saucing.
Bridge, PulseChain. Bridge, BSC. Transaction status success. 69 block confirmations. 420 UTC.
I am good. Boy, has it been a busy one. Sorry, one sec. Can you guys hear me? Because some people were saying that they couldn't hear me properly. Can I get a can I get a can I get a yes if you can?
All right, testing 1 2 1 2. Can we hear me now on YouTube? Yes, maybe. No. All right, everybody. Great. Did you guys hear my intro? Anybody that's on YouTube, have both LA and I been muted this entire time? All right. No, I think we're good. All right, awesome. I don't know what happened there, LA. That was weird. But all right.
Oh, they didn't hear the intro.
No, I think they could. I think they could hear the intro.
Oh,
Right?
someone wrote no intro. Oh wait, then someone else wrote cool song, so I'm not sure.
Oh,
Oh,
no
no
intro,
intro,
no
no
intro.
intro.
Oh man.
Oh, they maybe they just mean your intro, like when you say,
Oh, yes,
"What's
my
up? What's
intro.
up?"
Yes, okay. Yes, heard the song, no intro. All right, Jesus. All right, we're good, everybody. So let me start from the top. Again, I apologize. OBS out of nowhere always wants to update things without me knowing. So, all right, let me start from the top. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the EMP AMA. We come to you live every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Today is a monumental day. Again, I said this all over, so just bear with me while we go through it again. The bridge is functioning and working. So shout out to Cool Sheet for the intro to commemorate this day. But the Sparkswap bridge is working. The fastest, cheapest, and safest bridge from PLS to BNB and back again. So we'll talk all about that when we get to the bridge section. We have a ton of info to go over. Today might be closer to 2 hours, uh, but it's been an absolute marathon. If you only knew what we have been through over the last 7 days, bulletproofing this bridge and all hands on deck, you'd have a whole new respect for us. I don't know if that's possible. We got a lot of love in the comments, but and as always, I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's been one hell of an afternoon. But doing good. Excited to be here, and we've got a lot of bullish news for all of you.
Yes, amazing. Thank you for bearing with us with the technical difficulties as we get started. But now we're on track. Again, invite your friends because this is going to be a very, very important AMA. We got a lot to talk about. So, that being said, before we get started, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, that helps uh, our algorithm and get the word out. I'm still seeing choppy sound. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So if you can't hear me, let me know in the comments. If we're good to go, give me a thumbs up. Again, if you have a question too about the AMA today, please feel free to type in the live chat. So we do Q&As at the very end, but feel free to type as we are moving through this. So all right, awesome. The first thing is a little bit of an update on a protocol that we really like. We are unofficial partners with them, but they've done some great stuff for us. I like their real revenue model, and they've also integrated EMP and Spark into their ads. So we've been running ads with them for about 3 weeks now on their app, and this protocol is called Lemono. So Lemono, shout out to all of you. I know some of you have invested in Lemono, some of you have not. They are essentially they're starting out as a competitor to um, Honey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Honey. There's a bunch of them now, but it's basically an app that gives you discount codes. Um, and rather than paying your commission in cash, they're paying it in crypto. So it's really cool. I like the concept. Really good team, super professional, and they're coming into their last couple of days of pre-sale. So LA just posted the link. Um, again, if you are bullish on them, I would say definitely check them out. But wanted to give Lemono a shout out at the top here. So LA, anything you want to add to that?
It's a pretty cool concept. I know I've personally used Honey and to be able to earn crypto now to, I mean, get discounts on things that you're already going to be buying anyways, and stores you're already going to be shopping at to get discount codes. It's a good concept, and it's pretty cool. So
For sure.
um, check it out.
All right, awesome. So there you go. All right, so we're gonna move on to L1 Dex now. Again, we're gonna get to the bridge, but bear with us here. The app is now live, so that is the big news today. L1X app, or I believe they're trying to brand it as Spaces. But that did go live, and there is a lot of info. So I'm gonna read the announcement Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. LA, where's the fastest place to find that on our on L1
The
Dex?
second, the pin on the top.
Okay. Bear with us, guys. One moment.
I'll just send it to you.
Yeah, I got it. We're good. So, all right, I'm gonna read this again. This is pinned in the L1 Dex socials. Again, please follow us on Telegram and Discord. But the new L1X Foundation app is live. So uh, within the app, users will be able to claim tokens, participate in some simple swaps, and will be eligible to single stake blue chip tokens through the foundation, not through L1 Dex, which we'll talk about here in a second, with some time lock restrictions. So let me just before I forget, we could probably go line by line here. So the app is essentially the very first iteration of liquidity on L1X, and so they are doing that through the foundation. Eventually, the orders will be routed through L1 Dex, but because we're building the balancer pools, it's a little more complicated. And again, in my opinion, again, this is only my opinion, the L1X app APRs in the that are up right now are going to be less attractive than the L1 Dex APR. So this is just a way to kind of bootstrap um, the liquidity, and we will hopefully have our own options as well, even outside of balancer pools. So I would say just hold tight. Let things kind of play out. And then by the end of the month, we should have everything ready with L1 Dex. It was really important to us because of the way the balancer pool is. Um, 15% of whatever you provide in liquidity to L1 Dex has to be in L1X. And we didn't feel it was fair, to go live with balancer pools and not allow all of you to have claimed your L1X to be a part of that yet. So again, nobody's missing out. There is no single staking of just L1X at this point. It's just simply blue chips on the L1X app, and a lot of them are locked up. I mean, the minimum lockup time is 3 months, I think. So just be prepared for all that. Again, this isn't to say one is better than the other. Just, make sure you weigh all your options before you get locked up in either of those. So it is a process. I mean, we're trying to do it the best that we can. We're not part of the L1X team, so we have to kind of, dance with them and their priorities as well as our priorities. But everything is going really smooth. I mean, development-wise, no issues whatsoever. We're moving forward and things are coming together. So, all right, let me finish this and then LA, I'd love to hear anything I forgot or if you have some comments. So, L1 Dex, L1X app integrations. Again, L1 Dex will be integrated into the L1X swap features that will be coming. More exciting opportunities for LP stakers will also be coming very soon with the launch of L1 Dex for those to maximize the APR. So again, that's kind of what I just said, just a little more simplified. The L1X wallet, so this is important, hang on. All right, so the L1X wallet. So while the new app will offer many of the same features offered by the L1X wallet, the current L1X wallet still works fine for basic things like um, swapping, staking, etc. But there are some more there. So again, I'll elaborate on this, but there were some security concerns with more advanced functionality due to the way Chrome extensions operate. For this reason, the foundation has chosen to build the L1X app, which will be a bit more advanced. So let me just elaborate on that real quick. The way that Chrome extensions work, there are some inherent security risks. So what is live right now is not necessarily at risk, but moving forward, L1X decided to pivot and really make this L1X app function as the wallet. And I touched on this a little bit on some of the previous AMAs, but it'll really change the way that we interact with Web3 over the long run, I think. Rather than having a wallet like MetaMask or Rabby or any of those, you're actually going to be interacting with a website or, again, this app. And this app actually encompasses all the, legitimate websites, legitimate transactions. It makes things a lot easier and safer because you're not getting phished with fake URLs. Um, and in order to do that, that sort of functionality is not possible in what we know to be crypto wallets. So this is very, very different. Again, it's, in my opinion, a much better solution. It's just going to take a while for people to get used to it. But just start thinking about the L1X app as your L1X wallet, and you will still be able to connect via either the L1X wallet in Chrome or via a MetaMask to facilitate, all that you need to do within it. So again, there's a lot of info on this with L1X. They have blogs and webinars or AMAs. So if you have further questions, I would say jump over there. Um, but this is a great move forward for sure. So again, just to continue with this, claiming of your tokens is still underway and being released on a schedule. They're releasing 250 new wallets a day, I believe, to be able to claim. All of the DexFi EMP pre-sale and public sale participants will be able to have claimed by October 30th. So again, that was another reason why we didn't go live with our DEX staking because we really want to make sure everybody has their L1X before we roll that out. So more information on the claiming process can be found below. Again, the link is in the socials. It's the blog.l1x.foundation. That gives you all the info you need about how to, connect and what to do. So, all right, one more little paragraph here, and then LA. Oh, hang on. Okay. Again, with the launch, I kind of already said this. I went a little out of order here, but we're still waiting on some of the key infrastructure and the ability for all of our DexFi and EMP private and public sale, or private and pre-sale rather, participants to be able to claim in order to fully launch the DEX. So, we hope that all of you again are just able to monitor things and at the end of the month, when everything is accessible, is when you can make your decision. So, all right, I know that was a bit of a mess, LA. I was all over the place, but I think we got all the info in. I'm excited today, so I just gotta take a breath
Yes.
and hang out. But so yeah, go ahead. Anything you want to add to that?
The only thing I'll add is that we do have a meeting with L1X tonight, and we know that a lot keeps changing, but we will continue to get updated information, and as we have it, we'll definitely make sure to share it with all of you guys. So we're going to have a meeting with them tonight, and if we find out anything new or if anything has changed since the last information that we've shared with you, we'll definitely make sure to update everyone tomorrow.
Perfect. All right. Yep. And the best way to keep in touch with the up-to-date info is again through Telegram or Discord or joining L1X Discord. They're more active on Discord directly. So, all right. A few more updates in terms of L1 Dex. Um, we really have a lot coming up. Again, I touched on it already, but again, development's coming along great. The balancer pool APRs are going to be massive. Um, without any lockups. We're poised. I mean, everything is ready. All the code is done. We're just making sure this interoperability is working. And that really, again, the main thing is that it's keeping it fair to those that got their L1X and to be able to utilize that L1X. And there's a lot of other things too. I know L1X is launching experts program, so there'll be plenty of opportunity to earn with your L1X tokens. Um, Remember that L1 DEX staking is not the same as staking through the app or the experts program, like I just said. Um, there is no single staking of L1X available anywhere right now. Again, that will be what Expert is, and that will give you special access to their launchpad and to, other perks um, for locking up your L1X. But again, as far as earning APR, you don't have an option on the app, and then you will have an option on um, our L1 DEX. But again, you'll have to pair that with other blue chip assets. So the way the balancer pool works, again, a minimum of 15% of whatever assets you provide will have to be L1X. And if you don't have L1X yet, we'll have a way that you can swap into that. So that's really exciting too. It'll just take a bit of whatever LP you're trying to provide. Say you want to do, USDC, it takes 15% of that USDC and will automatically buy L1X at the current market value, and then apply that into the balancer pool. So that's really exciting too. So a bit of alpha there too. So all right, and again, Jake from DexFi, he's been traveling, but he'll be on to give a really comprehensive update on the developer side. LA and I were more of the marketing side, um, but we're all in the loop. So all right. LP providing an L1 Dex may or may not start at the same time. Again, that's what we said. That the goal is to have the actual balancer APRs accessible through the L1X app as well. So we don't really know when that's going to happen. Our own Dex might be live before that integration happens, but eventually you'll be able to access everything through the app. And again, as liquidity grows, we are still going to be getting the volume from the swaps as well. It's just in the beginning right now, with this bootstrapping event, it's being handled by the foundation. So, all right. What else? Yep. I think that's it. Yeah. Again, just you may want to wait until you have a full picture. I know it would suck to try to submit your blue chips into the L1X app now, and then get locked in for 3 months when the L1 Dex will be, or way before that time period is over, and the APRs could be much higher. So, but there is other risk. I mean, again, the balancer pool, you're exposed to a little more permanent loss. So I'm not here to tell you what's better. I'm just here to tell you, to make sure you know all your options. So, all right, LA, I think that's it. Holy cow. Lots of stuff with L1 Dex. Yeah.
For sure. And there was a question at the bottom here about if they're still working on their integration for hardware wallets. And yes, they are. It's not out immediately, but they are still working on it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's a big concern for a lot of you. I know that was also top on the list. We are encouraging that every day. So, all right, we'll give you updates as we go. All right, I think it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the Spark Swap and the bridge. So, we could not be more excited. I'm actually going to do a live demo for all of you that may have questions, and you can see how it all actually works. So bear with me. LA, is there anything you want to add real quick while I get set up? Just give me like 1 minute
Yep.
here.
Yeah, so let's go over something exciting that Vino just sent me. So Vino, our stats man, just sent me some really exciting math about the first 3 hours of the bridge so far. So since the bridge has been live, there's already been 169 transactions for a total value of $243,935 in bridged volume, generating a total of $1,219.67 in bridge fees. For Sparkler specifically, that comes out to $731.80 for Sparkler directly. That's only in the first 2 or 3 hours. So can you imagine how much that's going to drive volume to Sparkler once we actually start getting the word out that the bridge is live? We haven't even had time to do that yet. Barely. We've thrown a post up on social media. That's it.
I love
So
it.
once we actually start marketing this, when we're not running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Can you imagine what's going to happen for Sparkler? It's crazy. Thanks, Vino, for doing the math on that. We're pretty excited.
Good stuff. Yes. Amazing, amazing day again. And a lot of that, we'll talk about fees in a minute here. But yeah, a lot of that's good. LA, can you hear me okay? Everything on YouTube good and all the and the screen share? Let me just double check. Yep. Okay. Seems like we're good there. And
Sorry,
we're good
mine
there.
is
Yeah.
delayed, so I was hearing
Oh,
myself talk.
sorry. Yeah, no worries. All right, so here we go, everybody. I'm on a test account. This is actually the treasury account. So let's see here. We got we're gonna go through the new again. All of you should be familiar with the farms, the pools. We have plenty of AMAs on that. Go back and see. But yeah, and you can see here too the new EMP-ETH LP farm. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's start with the exchange. Okay. So, what you want to notice here at the very top is really important. So today, not only are we an official bridge, which is spectacular, have the official bridge live, but today also marks the day that Sparkswap has become an actual DEX. So that's really, really, fundamental in the roadmap of what we're doing. And what makes us a DEX is that we are now hosting our own LP pools outside of PulseX. So as before today, all of our LP was provided again through PulseX, which is the native DEX on PulseChain. But now we're able to facilitate our own LP. And with this, it's a little confusing, but it's meant to be able to again allow you to or allow us to move forward as an actual exchange. So what you need to know is at the very top there's swap and liquidity. Those are V1. Again, any of the farms that you're currently in, or anytime you want to swap, to Pulse or PulseX, or any of the major liquidity pairs on PulseX, you're going to want to use the normal swap and liquidity. Now, for everything that we add moving forward, you're going to want to use the swap v2 and liquidity v2. So, what does that mean? Well, you're going to go here, and right now, ETH and EMP are the only two assets that are, again, part of our LP because, that is the main LP pair, EMP-ETH, on Sparkswap for the new farm. So this is the only LP that lives on Sparkswap. Everything else lives on PulseX. And so what you would do is you can't just convert Pulse again because we don't have a Pulse pair yet. And all this will change. And over time, you won't ever have to worry about V1 because everything will be on V2. But for now, it's a learning curve, and we just want to give everybody all the info we can. So what you would do is you would first start on the swap, again on PulseX, whether you do it through our UI or you do it on PulseX directly, that doesn't matter. But you would do Pulse to ETH. So you would just choose here, you would do wrapped ETH. There you go, and you would do that so you get some ETH. Once you have ETH, again, don't try to buy, don't try to input the EMP contract address here, because you're going to be using the PulseX LP, and there is very low liquidity on EMP. You're going to get killed on price impact. So don't do anything other than going from Pulse to ETH. And then once you have the ETH, then you can swap that to EMP if you need to buy EMP, or if you already have EMP that you bridged over, then you can just add liquidity. So you would go to liquidity v2 and add liquidity, and it would give you the EMP-ETH LP. So again, add liquidity, and then pick the two. And that's what you do. Again, I don't have any ETH in this wallet right now, but that's how you would do it. So, and then, all right, the moment you've all been waiting for, the bridge. So again, let's just do a test transaction here. I'll pull it up, one moment. All right, so you can do this. Again, 1,000 is the minimum. So just be aware of that. Again, if it's not there, it'll ask you to update, or it'll just be grayed out rather. It won't even allow you to. The minimum is 1,000. The maximum is 1 million. Again, those numbers are subject to change, especially on the higher end as we build more and more liquidity. The reason we have $1,000 EMP minimum, again, we were hoping to have a no minimum, but just the way that gas fees are and operating the bridge, it made sense to have a minimum. So 1,000 minimum. Again, all you gotta do is hit send. It'll ask you to approve. If you've already approved, then you can just send. And then again, when you are approving, please make sure you don't click, anything outside of what's recommended. All right, once it's sent, then you can click this button in the middle to switch to the other chain. And then you should see it show up here any minute. Right now I have 34,000 EMP. Let's see if it goes up by 995. Again, there's that 0.5% transaction fee. So just be aware of that. Give it a minute. Again, while I'm on live here, it may take a while, but it's been averaging anywhere from 45 seconds to about 5 minutes at the most. So we'll give it a refresh here in one moment. It's still going, but the bridge isn't working great. Again, the arbitrage bot's working as well. It's been a little bit. There's just been so much volume at the beginning here. The arbitrage bot is actually, there may be some opportunity for manual arbitrage from some of you as well. So if you, again, some alpha for you until we get the arbitrage bot completely dialed in. If you do see EMP go down on one chain and price on one chain or the other, it could be a good opportunity for you to buy EMP at a lower rate too. So keep an eye out for that manually. But over the next 24 hours, the ARB bot will be completely good to go as well. But we've already made a ton. Again, I don't want to give any numbers, but we've made a ton. There you go. There it is. So I don't know how long that took. 3 minutes maybe. But here it is. See, 34995 right there. So the bridge is working. So all right, LA, anything else you want me to demo live before we talk about some other stuff?
That is super bullish.
Yeah.
Just want to reiterate and re-emphasize how important it is to build your liquidity for the EMP-ETH farm on V2. So if you can just
Yes,
toggle
totally.
that tab.
All right, let me update. Yeah, hang on one second. So again, a lot of you have been, saying I created LP. I don't see it. What do I do? Again, I'm just going to approve this real quick. Hang on. So if you're going to try to provide, again, the APRs in here are crazy. I know everybody says, that we've forgotten about EMP. Sparkswap is the new hotness. Well, again, if you're in EMP, you're getting 200% APR right now in Sparkswap. So this is why we are making and doing what we're doing. So I don't want to hear any of the EMP OGs say that we've, moved on or forgotten about them. This is your opportunity right now to earn. And the cool part is, as people move out of the EMP ETH farm on Binance, that APR will also go up. So it's going to be a really cool game theory, of what APR is better. Again, you got to account for the in and out fees. There is a 2% in and out fee on this. We have updated this as well. So if you want to know where to make LP, you can click this button right here. It'll take you right to V2. Um, that will eliminate a lot of the confusion. Again, there is an in and out fee as well. And we're working on, again, this is some major alpha. We're working on actually not having to sell the EMP that we collect on that 2% fee. So we'll have more info on that later this week. But that's really bullish too because it means a little bit less from the in and out fees that go to Sparkler. But overall, it makes EMP even more, valuable. And we're making up the majority of our fees now are going to be coming from the bridge, as well as swap fees. So again, we are earning much more swap fees from our own LP than the PulseX LP. So that's another really important reason of why we're moving towards um, our own LP and functioning as a DEX. But all right, to LA's point, let me go back here.
And while you find that, I just want to emphasize a couple things that popped into my mind. When you are approving the contract, just because this has come up like literally probably about 2,000 times in the group since we launched 7 weeks ago, when you are approving the contract, just leave the numbers in red that automatically show up there. Don't change them in any way. Just leave them there. Don't alter them. Use the site suggested numbers that come there. If you just leave them as is, it'll work perfectly. Down the line, everything will display as it should. If you try to change them, you may have issues later, and then we'll have to explain that you have to go back and do that again. So
For sure.
just leave them as in that regard, and then you're going to show them this part.
Yep, exactly. So the major issue everybody's been having is, again, this liquidity for V1 and V2. So I just want to go over one more time. Again, at the top here, you have swap and liquidity. That is, again, V1. We don't have V1 next to it, but you can know that it's V1. That is what you want to be doing the majority of your transacting in on every other farm and token other than the EMP-ETH LP. Again, we're moving to our own LP and the first pool or first farm is ETH EMP. So if you're trying to add liquidity here, again, you can see that V1 is highlighted. Even when you go to the drop-down menus, EMP is not even on this list. So again, I know a lot of you tried to import the contract address. There is very, very little EMP liquidity on the PulseX farm. So or PulseX exchange. So don't do that. And again, if you go to this part and if it shows up right here, if right now it says no liquidity found, but if you see your EMP-ETH LP right here, that means that you did it wrong. So don't do that. Unpair it. Again, keep the ETH side, and then go to the liquidity V2. Again, that is where you want to send your EMP-ETH LP. So, and again, just to reiterate, you will have to buy your ETH first, and you buy your ETH on the V1 swap. Again, Pulse or DAI or whatever asset you want to go to into ETH. Oh, hang on. So that's how you would do it again, PLS, DAI, whatever else on swap V1 to get your ETH. And then once you have your ETH, that is how you will buy EMP if you don't have EMP. So again, if you're new, if you're from Spark and you don't really know about EMP, that is the best way to buy your EMP. Or you can buy it on Binance Smart Chain. If you have funds on BSC, you can buy that on PancakeSwap again, or through anywhere on our own website. And then bridge it over, or you can buy EMP directly here. And then again, you're just going to make sure that when you add liquidity, it's V2. And again, I know this is confusing and complicated, but remember, as we start transitioning all of our new farms into, V2, then, we won't have all these other options for everybody. The idea is that we become, our own DEX, and then we actually start competing directly with PulseX. So that's bullish as hell. Again, to be competing with the top dog. So, and that will be really good for the Spark token price as well. So, all right, LA, did we cover it well enough? Now I have,
Yes.
okay, all right,
There
all right,
was one more thing I wanted to go over that was being discussed in the chats, and that is the pools. So obviously, we're slowly transitioning out of the pools as we add more APR to the new farm and the farms that we're able to rehypothecate. But some people were taking ETH out of their ETH pool today to pair with their EMP to get into the new farm, and there was mention of, oh well, it's 4% out, just like they paid the 4% in. But I just want to remind you of how bullish our farms and pools are set up, because those in and out fees are not going into developers' pockets. Those in and out fees are going directly into Sparkler. And if you've done it right this whole time, you've been building up your position in Sparkler. So all of those in and out fees are going directly into your pockets. Now, the APRs in the pools have been extremely strong for 7 weeks. So you have had more than enough time to make so much more than the 8% in and out. So
totally.
it is extremely bullish. And if we didn't have AJ can go farther into this, but if we didn't have high in and out fees in the pools, it would almost not be worth having those there at all. Can you kind of go into that,
Yeah,
AJ, a
no,
little bit?
that's great, Ella. You did an amazing job. And yeah, just to go a little bit deeper, I know, everybody, the pools are a touchy subject because typically in yield farms, these pools are what we call vampire pools, where, all they do add a little bit, to the TVL. TVL is a misleading metric. Obviously, the higher the TVL, the healthier the protocol, but again, it doesn't relate directly to liquidity and the health of the token. So the pools are very important in the beginning, and even more so in our case, like what LA just said, is with the in and out fees. So again, admittedly, we said it from day one. You can go back and listen to any of the AMAs. We purposely said our in and out fees are a bit higher than usual. Again, 4% in, 4% out, but that is done on purpose to feed Sparkler. And you have absolutely no risk whatsoever by going into these pools, as long as you're able to make that 8% in and or the 4% in, 4% out, which is 8% round trip. And like Dele said, even if you would have gotten into these pools, a week ago, you would have made your in and out fees by far. So again, just remember, and it's nothing misleading. We've said it from day one. These pools will eventually go away, and the APR will become less and less attractive. But I mean, come on, guys. The APR on blue chip assets on ETH is still, even right now, is 55% APR. I mean, you're lucky if you get 2 or 3% APR on on just single staking ETH. So you got to keep it in perspective. Again, we're not gonna rug. We're not, the code is safe, so you don't have that risk. And yeah, I mean, again, it's all relative. So, and we've been saying every AMA from here on out, you want to be building your farm positions, and you want to be building your sparkler position. So as people start withdrawing from the pools, that's bullish for sparkler. Literally, 100% of the fees from the pools go towards sparkler. So it's even more of a reason that everybody should have, at least one position inside of Sparkler if you want to earn from the protocol in every single way. So, LA, does that help? I don't know if you want to go into it a little bit more.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yep.
Okay, amazing. So again, and if you have DAI or ETH or Pulse, all those assets are eligible in the farms too. You just have to pair them up. So, you can still earn with whatever assets you have as well. So, all right.
Here's one more bullish thing that I noticed today. Just a side note. Up EMP was up today because some people were taking their EMP out of there to put into the new farm. So
I love
that's
it.
bullish as well because that's part of some people's strategy also. So that's going to be raising the price of up EMP prior to the launch of Fusion as well. So that's exciting.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. Again, that's another really cool side effect. Again, everything we build for our ecosystems, whether it's EMP, Spark, or L1X coming, it's all done on purpose. And, every action has an opposite reaction. And exactly what LA just said, everybody thinks that we're just, moving on to Spark and we have the new shiny object syndrome. But I can't explain to you enough everything that we're doing is to help strengthen the health of all of our protocols. So again, just like LA said, by having this farm now on Spark, not only are you able to earn incredible APR with EMP-ETH all over again, but there's also really cool side effects, like LA just said, from up EMP or any other ways that you're utilizing EMP. And at the end of the day, all of that is a net positive effect for all of our ecosystem. So, we've said it before, we're playing chess and not checkers. So please try to understand everything that we're doing here. All right, is that good, Ellie? Can I go back to my notes or anything
For
else
sure.
you want me to share? Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. Bear with me, everybody. All right, so I think we're good. All right, thank you everybody for your patience. Again, I'm not the best simulcast streamer, YouTuber. I stick to crypto. So, but it was really important that we showed everybody that live. And again, if you see people having problems in in the main chat, please share that part of the video. We'll clip it for you. Um, so that they know the difference between V2 and V3 and all that. So, all right, I'm going to go through a little bit more of my notes. Again, it'll be maybe a lot of it will be a repeat, but I want to make sure we cover it all. Like as I said, Sparkler is on fire. Vino gave some incredible statistics. LA just went over all that, and the other thing is the arbitrage bots. The ARB bots have been working fantastic. To keep parity between EMP, so much so that the volume drained one of the ARB bots on the PLS side. So we need about 24 more hours to be able to really make that bulletproof. But in the meantime, if you see the price dipping on one chain or the other, it might be beneficial to you. Again, not financial advice, to be able to buy some EMP cheap on one chain or the other. So just keep an eye out for that. And again, I don't want to give numbers, but the R bot has been crushing it, and those fees are going back to the protocol. Again, we haven't even seen those go into Sparkler yet, which I think people are not understanding. But once that's up and rolling and we can automate that process, it becomes even more bullish. So, all right. Again, we showed the bridge. Emphasize you have to be using V2, so please make sure you're doing that for the EMP-ETH liquidity. And then really now comes the marketing, right, LA? I know we have a lot of AMAs already
Yeah.
scheduled for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna piggyback it with another major alpha drop that I'm gonna give at the very end for all of you that stuck around. But that will be huge. So yeah, go ahead, Ellie. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, AJ and I know how to fill a schedule. And
Yes.
so my mission for the week is to get the schedule filled back up for the rest of the month. So we're going to be starting up that train again. Can I get a choo-choo in the comments?
Yeah, choo choo.
If you're
Yeah.
excited for the AMA train to recommence,
Yes,
type choo-choo into the comments.
I love it. I want to see you choo-chooing up in the
Choo-choo!
yeah, there we go, in the live chat.
There we go. I don't see any yet. I guess no one's excited. I guess
There it
oh,
is.
there we
All
go.
right, here we
Okay,
go. I
finally.
think we're a little
Choo-choo.
delayed on YouTube, so yeah. Yeah.
Ah. Mother Funyuns, that's a new one.
All right, we're having too much
Okay, I
fun.
love it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so 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 we're gonna be filling up the calendar again, full of AMAs. We have the bridge to promote and something else that's a very bullish that you're gonna be finding out about in the next few days. But we're going to let the whole world know that this bridge is live, but not only that, about why it's so much better than everything else that's out there. That being said, I've seen a lot of comments on YouTube tonight about, oh my God, my transaction was so fast. Oh my God, I sent 80,000, 90,000, 50,000 EMP and it only took 20 seconds. Oh my God, it was lightning fast. If you guys have these experiences, I would really very much so appreciate you commenting those type of things on our Twitter posts, because that type of thing is very much so going to help people that aren't as in, when I say invested, I don't mean monetarily, I mean like time-wise, in our groups, aren't as invested in Sparkswap yet, where they know what's going on and they're in the group all day paying attention. And so if we show them that type of thing on social media, they'll be more inclined to join the group and check out the news and maybe attend some AMAs and see why this bridge is so much better than the other options out there. Firstly, that it's 10 times less expensive, but that it is lightning fast and that it is seamless and easy and they don't have to even press the send button on their wallet and all those other things. So I would very much so appreciate that. And thank you, William.
Totally. No, I agree 100%, LA. And again, this is why, and I know I said I'd get into it a little bit. I'm not going to go into every little detail. We try to be as transparent as we can. But just to give a little more background on the bridge. And again, we're not here to say we told you so. I think all of you that were patient, understood this was coming. I know some people on Pulse, don't know our track record and our history. And I understand that. I think it can be, nerve-wracking when somebody says, "Oh yeah, we're working on it," but are they really working on it? That kind of a thing. But again, I think today we shut up all the haters. And again, to give some background, we had built a bridge for a different protocol. And that bridge was working great for many months. Did again about $100 million of volume overall. But we were a bit concerned on the scaling of that bridge, meaning, we knew that if we could do this the right way, that we could take a lot of market share from the EMP or from the ETH bridge or the main bridge and any other pseudo bridges on Pulse. So we actually rebuilt the bridge from the ground up, and so that's why things took a little bit longer, but it became bulletproof. And this last 7 days, we have literally been up, 18 hours a day testing every single possible function, right, LA? I mean, again, she can back me up. It's been an absolute
Oh
marathon.
boy, yes.
Yeah, it's been an absolute marathon getting all this ready. And again, I think everybody can see today that it's working great. It's fast. It's an actual bridge. You're not having to send your tokens, to some random wallet and hope that they arrive. We did have even already today. I think we had maybe one or two um, stuck transactions. But even then, within an hour, your EMP was refunded to the destination chain that you did. So sometimes that will happen even in the best bridges. For whatever reason, the RPC doesn't work for your particular transaction, but you will get your tokens back. So, and we've already seen it happen. So again, that's super bullish. All the safety measures are in place, and even when things don't go right, you still get your tokens back. So all that again is why we do the due diligence that we do to build amazing products, for the community. So again, please, like Ella said, share all of that. When you see people trying to hate, on the time frame, or what we're doing, you have to share everything I just said, um, to give a context, of what we're doing. And again, it also relates to Fusion. I don't want to get too distracted here, but that is one of the reasons why Fusion is taking, so long, is that we want Fusion to be bulletproof. And if that means that we have to redesign something, or that we have to, pivot, even based on the original ideas, then that is what we're going to do. And we're not going to make any, excuses over that. And once Fusion is live, it will be absolutely everything that we all, hoped it would be. And you have to understand that on top of that, on top of the code, everything, it's also about the revenue streams and this bridge, SparkSwap as a whole. All of that had to be done, to actually provide revenue to EMP Fusion. So hopefully all of you are finally starting to, see the bigger picture, and know, what we're doing here to make everything as successful as humanly possible. So yeah, all right, LA. Sorry, I know I've been talking a lot. You want to add to any of that or give any other insight? Go ahead.
Oh, I think we're good.
All right, all right. Any other questions specifically to SparkSwap, or um, can we drop a little alpha?
There was one, and I'd love for you to answer it because I just think you'll give a really bullish answer.
All right, I love it.
Newbie here. I've been reinvesting the spark from my farm back in, back into the farm. I have some in the sparkler, but not a lot. Why shall I put some of it in spark, some of the spark in the sparkler, long-term wise?
Yeah, so again, this is the secret sauce of SparkSwap. Sparkler is a way to actually own part of the protocol. So I think that once people really understand that, it's an absolute no-brainer, to go into Sparkler. So yes, I know everybody is concerned, about locking up their tokens for, whatever, 6 months, a year, 10 years, whatever it might be. But you have to understand that you're going to be making way, way more money, over the long run by having a position in Sparkler than just dumping your Spark and moving on. Now, again, we're not here to sell shame anybody. If your prerogative is to earn Spark and sell it, it is what it is. But those that are here for the long run, you use that opportunity to buy Spark, when that happens. Again, we had a major whale, exit, literally the largest whale, that was accumulated for the last 7 weeks, exited last night, and that was a real big dip in the chart. But the community bought it right back up, and again, over time, as we move away from inflation, which means there is no more spark being emitted, and we are generating massive revenue through the bridge, through our own swaps, other parts of the protocol, all of those fees, rather than, and LA said it earlier, rather than going to line the pockets of, the devs, or get other people rich, that is going 100%, into Fusion. I'm sorry, into Sparkler. So part of it will go to Fusion, but the mass majority will go into Sparkler. And by having a position in Sparkler, you're literally, like I said, owning a part of the protocol, and getting those fees. So that is what I get really excited about. And I think once everybody starts really understanding that, it becomes even more and more powerful. So LA, do you want me to add to that, or was that bullish enough of an answer? I don't know. Yeah.
Plus, you get to join the 3650 squad.
That's true. If you don't have a maximum stake, you're doing it wrong. So yeah, again, at least put 10 Spark, in a 3650, lockup for sure. So, and again, the Spark money is only doing 3650. So again, that's not financial advice. But if you want to earn the most from fees, you will do that. So, all right, awesome.
I was taking a look at my earlier stakes yesterday, and some of them from the beginning have nearly quadrupled now.
Yeah,
So
totally,
pretty bullish. Pretty
exactly.
damn bullish.
And the other incredible part of that again is that all the yield, and this goes back to the comment about pools earlier, you know, like pools are only getting spark that's emitted. And once that goes away, you know, a lot of the APRs and even the farms will also reduce because we're no longer, you know, inflating spark. Um, but you know what won't go down again, and theoretically speaking, what won't go down is the APR in Sparkler because that is all real revenue or real yield that's being generated. So as long as we have volume in the protocol, and people are using the bridge, people are swapping, people are interacting on SparkSwap, the APRs in Sparkler will, you know, be very, very competitive and if not more than anywhere else. So that is why, again, you want to be building positions in Sparkler. All right, I think we said enough. I don't know, maybe
Awesome.
not. We got to keep going. I could go all night. Now that the bridge
There
is
was one
out,
more question.
I'm good to go. Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
There was one more question from one of our VIPs. What's a conservative investment to get into SparkSwap to support the bridge and SparkSwap that you would recommend they consider?
Yeah, so if you're new, this is a great play. If you're new to Spark or SparkSwap, and maybe even new to Pulse in general, and this brings up one more really good point, LA. I know a lot of you have not even transacted anything on Pulse. So if that is the case for you, then we're working on an option with the bridge that will actually give you some PLS from your swap. Again, that's wasn't ready for the initial release, but we're hoping to have that soon, so that you actually will have gas to be able to transact. So in the meantime, you know, again, do not get scammed. Do not, you know, ever send your private keys to anybody. But there are some really nice people in the community. If you post your public address, you know, maybe they send you enough for one Pulse transaction. Um, but we'll have options for everybody eventually. But that being said, yeah, like LA, if you're like the back to the question, if you're brand new to Pulse, um, but you're in EMP ecosystem and you want to get involved, you want to support, I would suggest bridging over some EMP, and then uh, again using, you know, Pulse that you're able to bridge elsewhere, or maybe even bring over some ETH from the main bridge, at least for now. Again, their goal too is to be able to bridge many other assets other than EMP, but for right now, it's going to be EMP, then eShare, and then a stable token. And once that stable token is here, it'll be a lot easier too. But you would pair up your EMP-ETH LP. Again, even if you have to sell some ETH to buy more, you know, EMP and then bridge that over and then sell. Again, as long as you're having a net positive effect on the EMP price, that's good. You know, and again, if you wanted to dump, you probably would have already dumped. So there's a, you know, argument that, you know, people are going to be selling EMP. Well, if you are, you're only hurting yourself. So however you need to do it, just bring EMP and ETH over to Pulse. Once you're on there, I would go into the EMP-ETH farm, and then the spark that you earn from the farm, put that into Sparkler, and now you're essentially building your Sparkler position absolutely free. So that would be, again, if you already have EMP, I think that's a really bullish way of getting involved in Sparkler and Spark in general. And again, that's not financial advice. That would just be how I would do it. So does that make sense, LA? I don't know if I explained that well, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have one more question, then we'll move on.
Okay, perfect.
When Spark is no longer emitted, what does the sparkler pay?
Yeah, so the sparkler will pay regardless. So that sparkler has absolutely nothing to do with spark emissions. So what happens is the fees generated from the protocol, they go and they buy Spark and buy PLS off the market. So say there was $1,000 in fees generated in a day, then 500 of that would be used to buy Spark and 500 of that would be used to buy PLS. It would then be created into Spark PLS LP and then distributed through Sparkler. So the emissions have absolutely nothing to do with Sparkler. What happens is the farms and the pools, again, the pools will be going away much sooner, but the farms will eventually be supported through real, again, the same real yield. So, part of the swap fees from, the different pools, I'm sorry, the different farms, or even maybe rather than having all the emissions, I'm sorry, all the rewards go to Sparkler, maybe 10% of that is shaved off to reward LP providers. So eventually, everything will move to again being supported by real yield. And once Spark is no longer being emitted, you know, that's when that happens. So we're still far away from that. I'd say, at least 6 months away from that, but over time, it will start happening. And if we get a lot of traction as an actual DEX with these other uh, farms and being able to host our own LP, that timeline could get moved up a lot farther, and we could be off of inflation a lot sooner than later. So we'll keep everybody up to date again one day at a time. That's another thing. I think everybody, we can only do so much in one day. So just bear with us. I mean, we're moving as fast as we can. But yeah, does that answer it, Ellie?
Yeah, I was excited for you to answer that one. So
Yeah, totally. Yep.
awesome.
All right.
Perfect. Let's move on.
All right, killer. So, with the bridge too, before we move on to two last things here, I did promise some alpha. So we're getting ready to launch another really cool opportunity. It should be live tomorrow, and we're not going to give any info on it until it's actually live, because we want you to be able to ape into it immediately. But I have alluded to it a little bit. It is part of our revenue stream that will be going into Fusion. A lot of VIP members have already taken advantage of this, and now we're opening it up to the public. And all will be revealed tomorrow. And again, even if we have to do a special AMA just for that, we may jump on or it'll be on Thursday's AMA. But this is a great opportunity for fresh capital that not only allows you to earn, but is also absolutely fundamentally like pouring gasoline on a fire for Fusion. So all will be revealed very soon, I would say, in the meantime. And that's why we were waiting for the bridge to go live. It will be on BSC. So if you've been earning in Spark, and maybe you want to shave off some profits for this, then move over. Use our bridge again, creating volume for everybody. Use our bridge to bridge back over to BSC, and get into this again. The magic number is about $250. If every single member of the community went into this at $250, we would sell out in a matter of minutes. So again, I've already probably said too much, but if you can put that together, you might have a little bit of an advantage. But LA, anything you want to add to that?
I just want to clarify something you just said.
Yeah, please.
AJ wasn't saying for everyone to go sell their Spark to pay for it.
No, I was not.
That's almost what it sounded like for a second. He means like if you have stables and stuff in the pools and farms.
Exactly. Sorry. Yes, I should clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, I mean, and really, nobody, again, not financial advice, but if you have liquid Spark, you're probably doing it wrong anyway. You need to put that Spark to use, put that in the farm, put that in Sparkler, But yeah, when I say shave profits, I mean, again, either through, LP that you already have or the pools. Again, that would be a great way to do it. Um, or maybe you're in another project on Pulse and need to get away over to BSC. You can take profit in other things and bridge it over. So, and again, that's not a call to invest. I'm not here to, give financial advice. It's your own decision. Everybody here pushes the buttons, so but we'll have a lot more info on that tomorrow. So, all right, thank you for clarifying, LA. Yes. All right, is that it for SparkSwap?
Yes.
All right, one more awesome announcement. Again, a lot of you probably been hearing through the grapevine um, about Goat Token. So Goat Token is also launching again, hopefully today. I don't know, maybe launch even now while we were on the AMA. I'm not sure. They're doing a stealth launch, but this is a really incredible opportunity, very similar to Up EMP. Again, there's these collateralized tokens that function on buy and sell fees, where the token can only go up in value, which I know that sounds, like voodoo magic, but it really is the case. So, Goat Token will be launching on Pulse. We are the official bridge of Goat Token, so that's exciting. And we will be listing a Goat pool, I'm sorry, farm. Again, no more pools. A goat farm. We're not gonna announce what the pair is yet, but we will have a goat token farm hopefully later this week or early next week as well. So if you don't know about goat token, definitely uh, join their Telegram. We'll post that in the socials. Um, Trusted team, really exciting protocol, and make sure you show them some love. So all right. Again, I think that was it for the Pulse ecosystem. LA, anything else before we move on to even more amazing news?
No, I'm gonna go grab their Telegram and post it in the comments.
All right, perfect. While LA does that, we have some incredible news. Again, today is an insane AMA. So much alpha and news that we can't even get through it all. But Spritz. So a lot of you know Spritz. Spritz is by far the best crypto off-ramping solution uh, in the history of man. It's been incredible. LA and I have been using it religiously. We know a lot of community members that have been using it. So Spritz is now live. Again, a lot of you have been waiting for this announcement. Is now live in over a dozen more countries. So a lot of you in Europe and um, Australia. Again, all of our friends down under, they have been waiting for this announcement. So yeah, Spritz is now accepting new users in again almost every country now. So the caveat is it is through their debit card first. So they'll give you a debit card that you can load your crypto on, and then you can spend that credit card just like you would any other Visa or American Express or whatever. Um, so it's super bullish. Again, you can sign up through our affiliate link. We'll post that as well. And they have a lot of other things. Even another major announcement I can't really talk about yet, but Spritz is making incredible moves. So just make sure you sign up for your Spritz account to get access to the debit card no matter where you are. You can use that. Again, UK, Australia, all of Europe, they'll be able to add more features as it goes. But the credit card is really all you need to be able to spend your crypto. Um, and it can be used both online and through your smartphone. So all of that is coming. And again, Canada was added just a few weeks ago. So they're moving really fast. And we've had some great talks with the CEO of Spritz. And we also found out that we are the top 10 referring account in all of the Spritz organization. So shout out to all of you at EMP that have been using our affiliate link. We're getting the VIP treatment because of that. and all those all those affiliate revenues will come back to EMP. So I could not speak more highly of Spritz. I'm happy to do another AMA with their CEO Chris. If all of you would like to do that again, and they have some mega alpha. Again, I'm not allowed to talk about, but it will be huge for Fusion as well. So, all right, LA, is that enough alpha for today? Or my God, you want to add to
Almost.
that? Go ahead.
I do want to add to that a bit. When we did have our call with Chris last week, he did say, definitely if you have any feedback once you join from all of these new countries, please let them know. One of the things that they're waiting for in order to implement all of the features to all of those countries is just to make sure everything rolls out smoothly with the debit cards in all of those 12 or more new countries. And so if you have any feedback, make sure to join their Discord and let them know. They're really big on what is it called? Not product testers, but what's that word?
Yeah, like yeah, quality QA testers, quality assurance. I don't know. Yeah, or beta
The word
testers. Yeah,
beta testers. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is. They're really big on beta testers. So they like to have people try things first, make sure there's no hiccups, and then they expand. But they've done very well with that, and they're expanding rapidly now. So they have big plans for the rest of this year and for next year. And so if you are part of one of those new countries, make sure to give any feedback to them if you have it. And that is the ticket to getting those other features rolled out in your country sooner. And so we're really excited about it. I truly believe that now, with all these new countries added, because most of them are the rest of the countries where we have our largest user bases, Australia, UK, and the rest of Europe, that we're easily going to move into the top 5 of all of the affiliates in Spritz. So I am so excited for you guys to love it as much as we do, because I mean, God knows we talk about it enough, and it's genuinely just because we love the ease that it brings into our lives. So sign on up. The link is in the comments.
Perfect, 100%. And yeah, again, even if you just want to sign up and not use it right now, just, do that so that you're ready. And again, it's good for all of us. You're helping your own bags by showing Spritz that, we are an amazing community and we're helping to onboard new users to them. It's just truly a win-win for everybody. So, and again, that will be even more powerful when we are able to announce the next phase with them and Fusion. So, all right, awesome. All right, I think that's it. We have one last announcement, and then we'll take some questions. Shout out to Aaron or Chad, Chad Fusion, and his DJ set. Again, a lot of you may remember whenever we have some bullish news or a big community event, Chad is always spinning up his turntable and doing a great DJ set in celebration of that. So, LA, I think it's at 10 a.m. tomorrow Eastern, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. UTC.
Perfect. There you go. So again, I know here in America it might be a little early for you, but you can get your workout in while you're listening to Aaron Chad Fusion kill it. So shout out to you again, an amazing OG member of our community. Check out his token called Oregon on Pulse as well. And again, we have a lot of other now that we are functioning as a DEX. We have a lot of other tokens that are in the queue of adding additional LP pools or farms rather. I keep saying pools, LP farms on Sparkswap. So keep an eye out for all that. So all right, I think that wraps it up for all the alpha. My God, LA, that was a lot. I mean, we've said it all along. Like once things start moving, it's only fate that everything happens at once. But I think we've done a great job of not only getting things out the door, but communicating well in the meantime. So, all right, you want to do some Q&A? I know we did a little bit as we were going, but there may be a little more. Yeah.
Yes. So the first three, I'm going to just get out of the way super quick because we've already addressed all of them.
Perfect.
But I'm going to re-answer them super quick just so we've answered them directly. So the first one is, will LPs be able to be bridged, or do we need to deconstruct them to send as EMP and then reconstruct them on PulseChain? So the answer is the LPs need to be split apart because you can only send EMP back and forth at this time. So what
Correct.
you'll do if you have LPs on BSC is you will unpair them. If you want to turn your ETH into EMP, you can do that. Send the EMP over to Pulse. And then if you're wanting to create the same pair over there, you would turn half of your EMP into ETH using the V2. And then you can also use the V2 to create your liquidity, and then you can put it into the farm.
Perfect.
Okay. The second question and the third question we have already sort of answered, but we are going to have a lot more information out tomorrow. So if you can kind of hold your horses till then, you'll get all the answers to this. But can you give more details on the new investment opportunity? What chain is it within the EMP ecosystem, and what do the earnings look like? So we mentioned it will be on BNB Chain. And then the other question will be, what token or coin do you need to have ready for that? And it is USDC. So because it's asking USDC, EMP, eShare. So out of those three options, USDC.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, read between the lines there. But yes, go ahead. Yeah.
so there you go. We sort of answered the part of those two questions, and the rest will be revealed tomorrow. Okay.
Perfect.
Question. Oh, this one's Mr. Cool Sheet. Question. APR too high. Can devs do something? Bridge too fast and too safu. Can devs do something? EMP is goated.
I love it. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, Shaw's a cool sheet. Yeah, dev do something. Yeah, we're working on it, man. We're gonna make it even more bullish. Just wait. Yeah.
Okay. Sparkswap UI bug. I noticed when pasting contract address into the Sparkswap page, it does not save in the UI when you click add to save it.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's in regards to EMP, and I think that's on purpose because you shouldn't be able to add the EMP address because we don't want you to be using EMP on V1. So yeah, and if you're doing it vice versa on V2, there are no other pairs on V2 yet. So if you're doing contract addresses for either of those, then that's how it's meant to be. If you are trying to add, like, say again, my example of Oregon just now, the Oregon token, if and you put that in the V1 and it's not saving, I'll test that after the AMA and I'll talk to the devs about that. But it should be there. And if it doesn't save, like actually save in your browser or the actual UI, it should save the actual contract address like as a text pop-up. So I'll work on that. LA, do you know if it has been doing that for you? That's the first I'm
I do
hearing of
know
it.
that
Yeah.
we had a discussion about specifically making sure that that EMP was only showing up on the correct one and not on the other. So
Yeah.
that would be why it's not working for you on that one, because it's on the wrong one. You have to do it on V2.
Perfect. So yeah, and again, if you're trying to add something that's on Pulse X, it should work, but yeah, I'll look into that personally after this. So, okay.
And that's like the easy way that we're trying to make it human error proof. We're trying to put some guardrails up so that you can't accidentally create the liquidity with V1 and make a mistake that way. So we're trying our best to make it so that the way you're supposed to do it is the only way that it'll let you do it.
Yeah, totally. And on that note too, real quick, I know some of our I've been getting DMs all day today, but some of them were in regards to Rabby wallet, and they were saying that Rabby wasn't working with Sparkswap. Well, what was happening is Rabby is really smart, and it was telling you that you're trying to swap a token that there is no liquidity. So it was giving you a warning that you can't just do, you know, PLS to EMP directly. And therefore people were saying, well, that Robbie doesn't work. Well, again, Robbie was just trying to protect you. So if you're getting those errors, then that means that you're not in the right pairing, or you're not in the right swap or liquidity area. So again, just go back through and make sure you're doing it step by step. And I know, again, I know it's hard, I know it's a bit confusing, but this makes you a better DeFi user. If you guys are gonna and gals are gonna be able to learn, you know, how to create different LPs on different pools and farms, and know, you know, what is what. I mean, you're gonna be light years ahead of other users. And as we continue to build out SparkSwap, again, it'll all be routed and integrated much more seamlessly. We're trying to transition right now, and we're doing things as not only as fast as we can, but as most efficiently as we can. So all those other features will be coming.
All right. What is your estimation of Spark supply before you decide to make it deflationary?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I mean, we, as a team, we don't say, you know, we don't really even look at the supply of Spark. I would say it's just going to continue until it doesn't. I mean, that's the simple answer. You know, we have a roadmap, an internal roadmap, on different things that we want to accomplish, but it's not reliant on, you know, if we get to 10 million Spark or whatever, you know, like in other words, it could be, you know, next week, it could be 6 months from now. So we'll give everybody a heads up as we continue to move in that direction. But um, it's not like a set date where we say, well, we're only going to go to 10 million Spark, or, you know, 100 million Spark, or whatever it might be. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, again, everybody, you know, likes to refer to emissions, which I get it. It's healthy. I mean, for those that don't know, you know, it can be very detrimental if you don't know, you know, that a token supply increases. But uh, in the grand scheme of things, even at the emissions we have now, we're at the very minimum half, if not more than half, of literally every other yield farm on Pulse, and probably, you know, the vast majority of yield farms in all of crypto. So the circulating supply and eventual total supply will be way less. And it's also very misleading as well, because literally, again, I haven't looked at the numbers, but um, just let's say conservatively, 30%, which I know it's higher than that, but 30% of the supply of Spark is actually burned because it's inside of Sparkler for 10 years. So, I mean, again, is it in the dead address? No, but the circulating supply is way less than what it shows. So, hopefully that helps give you an idea. So yeah.
Awesome. Are all the devs working on Fusion now?
Yeah, so we talked about this too a little bit. We actually have two dev teams working now. Again, the original dev team on Fusion, um, our lead developer, that's part of the team, and then another dev team, again, that we've been working with. By now, it's pretty much common knowledge, but the Dex Finance guys, we've had an amazing relationship with them. Obviously, they're building out for L1X, so we're working with them hand in hand under the umbrella. So the short answer is almost. Again, we said as soon as the bridge is finished, everybody will be going back to Fusion. There are still some loose ends that we need to address on SparkSwap. Again, additional farms, other arbitrage opportunities, some UI, updates. So, there is some stuff that has to be done. But yes, the short answer is we are transitioning back to Fusion for sure. And now that this bridge is out of the way, and Fusion is almost there anyway. We said Fusion is about 90% of the way there. And so now, I think we can start seeing a lot more momentum on that front. So, and now the bridge is up, making money. Again, all the revenue streams are here. So yeah, again, I'm not gonna say it's getting closer and closer because everybody likes to twist my words and make fun out of it. So, um, I'm not gonna even allude to that. But yes, we're moving forward full speed. You wanna
Just do us one.
Yeah,
Just
you
do
want to
us
add to
one
that, LA? I
favor.
don't know. Yeah, go
Just do
ahead.
us one favor, and now that the bridge is out, just give us the rest of the week without using the word when.
Yes, for real,
Please.
please. Do us a personal favor and please do that. Yes, I mean we've been really again, I understand everybody. I really understand. So don't take
Please.
don't take it as being a jerk, but yeah, what one even a day without when would be really helpful. Yeah.
Um, will there be a Fusion credit card coming?
So, again, I cannot confirm nor deny that. But I think, in terms of what I was alluding to, probably not. But maybe something even more bullish, than that. So, I'll let you guys speculate.
All right. Do you see anything else? I don't see anything else.
No, I think that was it. I mean, again, I think we did an amazing job going through it all today. It was a long one, so thank you to all of you that stuck around. Um, a lot of the fees that we're generating right now, especially from the ARB bots, they haven't even gone into Sparkler yet. So if you're already seeing, the rewards in Sparkler getting juicier, that's an amazing sign of what's to come. Again, just now that we're here, yeah, we've seen some sell-offs on Spark, but now we have a whole new revenue stream happening, and yeah, just stay tuned. Over the next few weeks, we're going to continue to streamline it, add additional farms, other opportunities for all of you, and yeah, continuing to uh, build out an actual DEX. Like I said, now today marks the day that we are now competing with PulseX, and that is bullish. Again, when I say competing, I don't mean that in a malicious way. I mean that in a bullish way. So, all right, awesome. LA, anything you want to add before we wrap it up? Again, I know it's been a marathon for all of us, so
We appreciate your patience and sticking it out with us. We have, checked off that box beside bridge, and now we move on towards the next exciting target. So stick with us on this exciting journey. We're happy to have all of you alongside us on this road, and let's keep chugging along. Choo choo.
I love it. Choo choo. Yes, that is the let's fucking go of today is choo choo. So yeah, 100% LA. And again, please everybody, if you're not familiar with EMP and the incredible team that we have, again, LA and I are on the AMAs, but we have an amazing team behind the scenes. Again, our lead dev is just incredible, and all the other devs that we work with. So now that you have seen the bridge live and it's working flawlessly, you have no idea how hard it is to bring a bridge to life. And that's why 99% of other protocols don't even do a bridge. And that is just a testament to not only the talent that we have here, but also, the fortitude of delivering on everything that we do. So next time when we say something's happening or coming, please instill that confidence into others and why you invest in teams and not necessarily protocols. So, all right, that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. especially today, I want to see 100 comments of, the bridge is amazing. Let's fucking go. Choo choo. All of that. So, and yeah, if you do have other questions we didn't get to, please put those in the comments as well. We may do a impromptu AMA either tomorrow or Wednesday about the new opportunity. If not, it'll be on Thursday at the regularly scheduled time. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and I think that's it. So, all right, much love to all of you, and good night, good day. We'll see you on Thursday or sooner.